There is a certain feeling of you got yourself involved with somebody or like with a group of people, and now it's reached that point where it's just too much. And it feels like not only this, but it feels like you're carrying the whole load of it too with Ten of Wands. Like you're almost out of the woods, which is the good news. I hope that does mean that you guys have at least an opportunity to book a vacation for August, because if you guys feel like you need to rest and to just give way for a while to peace and just calm and to just move away from the Five of Wands and the Ten of Wands, and I think for a lot of you guys also the Two of Swords, I mean the feeling of like there's bullshit happening and don't see what's the bullshit even. Or I don't want to be seeing what's the bullshit. Feels like a lot of you guys are forced into a, like, you're not forced into a situation, it's a lot feels, it feels like a lot of you guys walked into this willingly, but it's not worth it at this point. And some of you guys were forced into this situation. That's all this now. Perhaps it started out great, perhaps it was all about, it feels like teamwork, there was potential for teamwork. Maybe you guys are building something together. Maybe you guys were actually working towards a common goal, but now the infighting has gotten to a point where you're done with it. If you haven't already booked time off for yourself in August, or not even just book time off, if you don't have at least an opportunity to just get out of whatever is the nonsense you're stuck in, or that you're stuck with. If you don't have time to take a break for it, do. Because you're gonna end up stabbing yourself in the eye with one of those swords. You're gonna be juggling those swords and you're gonna actually land one in your eyeball. The good news is that either way, you're almost out of the woods. It feels like either the project's getting done or the mess of a situation that you are in, it's close to being done. It's still unhealthy to carry Ten of Wands on your back, all on your own. That's bad for anyone's back. But the good news is that, you're still carrying the Ten of Wands on your own back, but you're almost done with all this nonsense. There is the Judgment card. There is the moment of soon the door will close on this. Want it or don't want it, but soon there will be a new chapter in all of this. And it does feel like, you were trying with other people to build something. Maybe it wasn't like, it's maybe some job project. Maybe you were something socially, building something socially with other people, as some kind of a social project, or just friendships, trying to build friendships with people who you thought were going to be the people to build friendships with, but it's all just squabbling now, and it's all just nonsense, and you kind of just want to hermit, and considering the Eight of Cups and the Hermit fell out one right after the other, I'd recommend it. Take some time for yourself, truly for yourself. Even if you don't have the opportunity to physically remove yourself from the situation, find a way to emotionally take yourself out of it. I don't know, meditation, yoga, group therapy, something. Well, group therapy, like with a different group. Find a way to put, in this case, I don't, actually, no, I do in this case recommend building a wall between you and the situation, you and the squabbling mess that, you've gotten yourself into. This is official permission for me to build a wall between you and the nonsense. Because it's just bad for you. It leaves you confused, it leaves you emotionally and intellectually and all kinds of confused and confused not in the way where it's like, oh, I wonder what's gonna happen next. Confused, like the good kind of confused, but no, it's all a mess and you're juggling swords with a blindfold and one of them is gonna land in your eyeball. Then you have a chance, you will get the chance to rest either way. I think for a lot of you guys, there's a risk if you're not gonna take some time off and some time away from this. You're gonna be forced to. You know how the immune system keeps trudging and keeps doing its best up until the point where the person relaxes? That's when you get sick. When you're gonna have a chance to rest, that's when like your body is gonna force you to take a break. If you don't take a break yourself. If you don't already have like a break planned. Or at least find a way to distance yourself earlier. Okay, what's coming after the Judgment card for you? Where is that the dress right there? What's coming for you after the door is closed on this? What's coming for Cancer? After all the suns. No, I don't get you any another card. Queen of Swords fell out, but I don't get her. The whole deck wants to jump out. Yeah. An odd combination, and I feel the Ace of Cups much more than I feel the Queen of Swords on an average day. What comes to you after Judgment, after the door is closed? I feel like, first off, you're gonna know your boundaries a lot more. You're gonna know what's okay with you a lot more. You're gonna know how much you can handle a lot better than you did before. Not that you didn't know it before, but like, from time to time, we are pushed into situations that test our boundaries with like what's just healthy for us and what we're able to withstand and what's... Yeah, what are our boundaries? From time to time, we get to re-experience that, and you're gonna come out of it with a solid realization of what your boundaries are, and just, start again. Move on from whatever it was that you got yourself tangled into. Because it feels like a relationship kind of thing. Work relationship wise, or friendship relationship, or social project, whatever it was that you got yourself tangled into, especially emotionally, move on, because you're gonna be so much better off once you're done with this. Because after the Judgment, you're gonna know yourself better. You're gonna know if you need to be a bitch about it. You will be a bitch about it, but you're going to know how to draw your own boundaries. You're going to know how to draw your own lines and how to preemptively evade this nonsense and being forced into the Ten of Wands situation. And after that, you're going to feel so much better. Guys, you are the water signs. You have this thing. You get to re-experience the fact that you are emotionally reinvigorated. You're going to feel so much better. Just take a break. You're gonna feel like a new person. There's gonna be a rebirth moment for you guys. Yeah. What kind of a oracle card can I get you? Because I feel like getting everybody an oracle card in my readings. Angels. Not the romance angels, just the angels. Cancer, August 2019. What have you guys got to say? Okay, this time they don't want to jump out that easy. Angel of Dreams. Take your time to rest. Take your time to recuperate. Literally sleep the fuck in. And you know, this is both about dreams, about remembering to dream again, both in the way of just dreaming about a different, well, not a different way, but just dreaming about possibilities, dreaming about different worlds. Read a book, go see a movie. You can find yourself again in just different worlds. I mean, I do mean like books, movies, TV series, video games, whatever it is you guys like. And just also just sleep in. Let your dreams show you a story. And even if it's a super banal and super basic dream, you're still gonna be amused by it. But this is this, you know. Take time to yourself. Get back into yourself. Because you are pulling the Ten of Wands, not for yourself, you're pulling the Ten of Wands for other people. And there might be a time and place for this, but the time and place is, it's done now. The Ten of Wands is done. You're done with that. You deserve me time. You deserve to go back and figure out who you are, where you are, what you are. You deserve to have your heart be an overflowing cup again. There we go. That's the reading.